Namaste everyone. My name is Ghanshyam Khadka and my student ID is here and my email ID is here, and this is my video demonstration for the OOP Total Graphics Assignment 2025, and my GitHub username is Ghanshyam Khadka and the link is here. I simply copy this link and paste here, and I am in group CSC. And yes, I understand I must make a YouTube video showing me filling in this form and explaining my code. Then I add the link to the assignment.md file on GitHub. I also need to submit this form with the link added, and if I don't do this, I won't get a mark. I know my answer must be honest and match my demo, otherwise it may count as plagiarism. Having finished the intro, now let's move on to the requirement section. Let's start from requirement first. Here the question number first is LBUGraphics.jar file properly added or not to project. Yes, I have already added this file on my project. Here you can see the import file on my TurtleGraphics.java file. And the question number second is yes, I have two main files. The first is MainClass.java. Here you can see this file, and the second one is TurtleGraphics.java. Let's go with first file, MainClass.java. It contains the main method, and also it creates an object of Turtle Graphics. Here you can see the object and where all the logics happens. And let's move on to the second file, where TurtleGraphics.java to process the all commands, and also inside this file the class turtle graphics. Here you can see the turtle graphics class, and it extends the all the features of LBU graphics. And this is all about the question second. And let's move on to the question third. uh, yes, I correctly call the about method inside the constructor. Here the constructor is total graphics, and let's simply run this code. And here you can see the uh, OOP, which means the about function is called. Yes, I have already created the new object of the TurtleGraphics.java class. Here the TurtleGraphics class. Here you can see on my code. This is the class, and this is the objects of this class. The last question of this first requirement is yes, I have already mentioned this this about case. Here you can see on my case command about. So this is the function, this is the command, and this is the function which I have called inside the about case. So now let's simply uh, run this code. First of all, I clear the display using the clear command. This is the dialog box. We can talk about this dialog box. After finish the requirement first, now I simply write in my text field about, and the turtle draws once again OOP letter, which means that uh, OOP is OOP is written by the turtle uh, by commanding the about method. Before I start the requirement 2, let me comment out this about function. And now let's continue with requirement 2. In this demonstration, I will show you how commands are processed in code. I will demonstrate one command after another in a live session and confirm that all commands are entered through the text field without restarting the program. Here is the part of my code for the process the user input. This is my code. Here you can see on my display, and this process command method checks if the commands input commands is null or empty. It simply displays this no command entered message. I can show you. Here you can see if I don't put any commands in this text field, I simply enter the OK button. Here you can see the no command entered message displayed. And now let's going through this code. This line of codes uh, gives your commands to split into words using space as a separator and breaks the input string into individual parts by white space, and it helps you to trim any extra space and separate the commands into tokens. And here you can also see this line of code. This helps you to extract the first word as a command type and identify the keyword by taking the first input terms in lowercase. Now let's get into command processing. To process this command, I have used switch statement. Here you can see this statement, switch statement. Here you can see the command switch. Here you can see the command inside the switch statement. The commands like are pendown, penup, and left, right, move, and reverse, black, green, red, white, reset. These are the commands inside this switch statement. And in your script form, the first command should I run is pen down. So let me enter this command pen down in my text field. So the message is your pen is down. So I can tick yes. Now move without parameter. Here you can see in your question number 2. So move forward. This commands worked well, and move 100 with parameter. This is the parameter, and this is our commands with parameter. Now simply I run this command, and this draws the straight line, and I simply tick this S button, and I also run this command, so I can tick S button. Now reverse command. So reverse commands work as well. Here you can see moved backward. Now with parameter reverse 100, here you can see the turtle is moved backwards of the line with parameter 100. Now the command is left. Here I simply write the left command in my text field and enter the OK button, and the command is worked. Here you can see, and with parameter 90 degree. The question is the left 90 degree and then move 100 command. Here you can see the left 90 degree command, and the command work and move 100. This command also worked. Here you can see move forward. So now the command is right with no parameter. Here you can see the right command is worked with no parameter, and the right command also I displayed in my display with parameter here 90 degree, and the command work as well, and move 100 commands. Here you can see in this question, and I simply enter this command, and this command work as well. Now the command is penup. Here you can see the command penup, and I simply run this command in my text field. Oh, sorry, penup. So the penup command is work. Your pen is up, and the command is right 90 degree. And next command is move 100. Here you can see this command, and you can see the turtle is moved without the line. This means the pen up command is worked, and you can see the N-shaped structure in my display. As you mentioned the questions, here you can see these questions, and I simply tick yes. And I also have mentions for colors in my commands. Here you can see the colors. So these are the colors: black, green, red, and white. I simply run into my text field. So before I run this color command, let me run this. First of all, let me run this color command. First I choose green command, and your green color is set. Here you can see, and move 90, and the green line is drawn. Here you can see, and I set the color now. Red already seen in this display. Here you can see. Now I can test the white color and move command 100, and the white line is drawn. Now I set the color black and command move 100, and the color is displayed. Here you can see it is not visible because of the display's color is also black and the pen color is also black. So this is all about the color. So now the next command is clear, and this is the dialog box. uh, we will discuss this dialog box topic in later. Yes, and this is the this command clear your display with the help of clear, so I can tick yes. Now before I reset command, simply I should type the command move 100. Now I can write the reset command, and here you can see the total is returned to the center and point down, and I can tick yes here. So this is all about the uh, requirement 2. So this part of my presentation where I demonstrate how my total graphics program satisfy requirement 3, which is command validation. Here you can see the requirement 3 is about validating commands. This section covers detecting invalid commands, detecting commands with missing parameter, detecting non-numeric parameter, and checking valid values range. And let's talk about the detecting invalid commands. First of all, let me show my project here, and here you can see the process command method in my project. So this is the process command method. In this process command method, I start by extracting the keyword from the input. Here you can see the code for the input to the user. So this method allow you to type your commands into this text field. Then I use a switch case structure. Here you can see switch case structure, and inside this switch case you can see the several commands like pen up, pen down, left, right, move, reverse, black, reset, clear, and so on. If the commands does not match any of this code which I mentioned inside this switch statement, the default block runs here. The default block runs here. You can see the default blocks. And for demo, as you mentioned in your script first question, uh, if I type xxx, it shows invalid command xxx. So let me show my running code. Here you can see the code is run, and I simply type xxx and press the enter button, and you can see the invalid command. So it shows that invalid commands are detected and reported, and I can tick this form of question number 1 of requirement 3, and let's move on to the question number 2nd. before I start this Before I start the type the commands in my text field, I simply comment out some of the commands here. Here you can see I comment out this message because these messages are was only for the requirement 2, and I comment out all of this code here, of these messages here. Now let's continue with our second question. Detecting valid commands with missing parameter. If I take a command move in the validate command and move method, here you can see the method which I mentioned. uh, this is the validate and turn method. This method clearly shows you for missing parameter. Here you can see the missing para. If I typed any para, if I type the if I miss to type the uh, command without parameter, it simply displays this message. Here you can see. uh, for demo, just type move as you mentioned the question here. So I type here command move, and you can see missing parameter in this screen. So this shows that missing parameter are clearly reported to the user here. And now I simply tick this yes button also. And let's move on to the detecting non-numeric parameter. If the user enter a non-numeric value like move xxx, I type here move xxx. You can see the output message invalid number format, use whole number only. So for this message you can see the code for this here missing parameter. So this is the message before which is displayed previous in my uh, screen there. And so this shows that missing parameters are clearly reported to the user. So I can also tick this S button. And the last one is uh, detect the oh sorry. Oh, yes, it is correct. This is all correct. uh, let's move on to the detecting non-numeric parameters. If the user enter a non-numeric value like move xx, this is uh, done here this question. In this question you can see. Now let's move on to the last question, validating parameter range. I also ensure that in my project the valid values stay within logic bounds. Here you can see in this code. Let me show you. So this is the valid numbers, which is distance is must be between the 1 and 1000. Let's take an example, move 1000. Sorry. Let's take an example, move 5000. So here you can see on my display invalid distance. So the distance must be between 1 and 1000. you can see this message this here. And similarly, when I turning the degrees above 360 or less than 0, here you can see right 400, you can see the invalid angle must be between 1 and 360. For this output you can see the code for this. The angle must be between within the 0 and 360. Here is the message. So it shows the message invalid angle. Also I said, so this is all about the requirement 3. And in this section I will demonstrate and explain how my Java Total Graphics application fulfill requirement 4. Here you can see the requirement 4 is loading and saving, and this requirement has total 6 parts. I mean total 6 question, and I will go through each one showing how it does, then walking through the code line by line. Let's start with save image. For demo, let's draw something. First of all, I would like to run this code and draw something here. Square with parameter 100. Now these commands, I would like to save this drawing file. Here you can see I typed in my text field save commands, save image, and you can see the save image as a png file. Here you can see the png file. And let's go through the save image function, I mean method. So this is the function of save image. Here you can see inside this function there are the several line of code. I would like to explain this code from here. It makes a blank image with canvas size. Here you can see the get width, get height, and type int RGB. This is the color. And the next one is this. It allows us to draw onto the image, and this is the code helps us to create a file object. File object, this is the object of the file. Here you can see the new file, and this code helps us to save our image as a png file. Here the png file is, the format name is here, and this is the boolean value. Here you can see the boolean value, and it updates state, so we know it is saved or not. And finally, if any error occurs, line of code, it simply trigger this line of code. Here you can see the message is failed to image. And this is all about the question number one and the method save image. Now I simply tick this S button, and let's move on to the second question is all about the load image. This is the image we saved previous in the question number one, and this uh, image we have to load this image again into onto the screen. Here you can see the, as the question say, before I start from the load image I have to clear the screen using clear command. Here you can see the clear command, and I simply click yes, and the canvas is clear. Here you can see, and I simply type here a load image, and the image is load again. The saved image appears again on my display. Now let's go through the code. So this is the method of load image, and inside this function here you can see the several codes. Let's explain step by step. First of all, this line of code helps you to load the image from the file name drawing.png. Here you can see also, and and you can see here this line of code helps you to draw the image on the canvas at position 00. The position is 00. Here you can see x and y values are 00, and after that all this happens, and it's simply when I load the load image commands into this text field, it simply displays this message, and if any error occurs, this it simply helps you to print the error message, this block of code. And this is all about the question number two, and let's go with the form and simply tick yes button. And the next question number three is save all commands as a text file. Before I explain this code, let me write some commands in the text field. Let me write some commands in the text field. So restart again. Here you can see I run the code and text some command like pendown and square 100 with parameters, and you can see the throttle graphics. And I would like to save this command here, and the command is saved. Here you can see the message beside the text field, and the text file has been created. Here you can see this file is created. Inside this file the commands are also stored. Now let's move on to the method called save command history. You can see the method, and you can see this line of code. This allow the code for the sorry, this line helps you to open the text file for writing. Here you can see the for writing, and this is the object of this buffer writer new function. And Here you can see the for loop. This loop uh, helps you helps for the every commands the user has typed and execute, uh, and the command history assumed to be a list and storing those commands in the form of array. Here you can see the codes for the storing the commands. Let me show you. This is the codes. You store the commands typed all you typed the command is stored in this array form. There you can see, and let me clear this line of code also. This code allow you to write the command into this text field. Like you can write this in this text file uh, by any commands like pen off, like pen down, and you can also run this new added command also. This is the feature of this command, this code. And this writer dot new line code helps you to add a new line, so every command is on separate line into the file. Here you can see that every commands are separated into this line by line. This is the functionality of this code. There you can see. And the all above code are executed, then the file has been created. There, yeah, you can see here in this command text file. And if any errors are happens, the user friendly error messages are triggered by this block. Now let's move on to the question number 3. Before move on to the question number 3, let me tick this. Sorry, question number 4. Let me tick this S button. And question number 4 is about load a text file of command and execute them. Before I start to load the command, first of all, I would like to clear the canvas by clear command. Here you can see I can and I simply click the S button, and this is here you can see the clear display. Then I type here load command. Load commands. Here you can see the commands are loaded from this commands.txt file. Now let's move on to the code of load and execute command function. I mean method. So this is the method. Here you can see the first line of code explain you. Here you can see the first line of code says if your current session is not saved, it shows a warning message. This helps you to avoid accidentally overwriting or forgetting unsaved code. And then you can see this code, and it helps you to prevent adding commands to history or GUI update while loading. This line of code is for this. And now this is the code helps you to open the file command.text file for reading line by line using buffer reader. And this is the temporary variable to hold the each line read from the file. And here you can see the while loop, and this loop helps you to perform loops through each line in the file until it reaches the end null. Here you can see the null, and line is equal to line.trim function uh, helps you to remove any white space from the line. And here you can see this if command also, and this helps you to skip empty lines. The load commands, here you can see load commands, and loads command is for to avoid infinite loading, and the clear commands, here you can see the clear commands, and clear commands is for to prevent erasing drawing while loading. And it also converts the command to lowercase, so it works even if typed in different letter case. And after this it displays this message, and as I already says, if file opening or reading fails, it caches the block. Here you can see this message fail to load commands. And this is all about for question number 4. And I would like to go with this form, and I would like to simply click this S button. And the second last question is warning message if image not saved. This is the question of this second last question. Let's draw something and I don't save it, then type clear. Here you can see on my code. Let first of all clear this. So let me continue this from this command. So first of all I would like to clear this type to clear command as the question says in your script form. And here you can see the dialog box. This is called the dialog box as you mentioned in your question number 5th. And let's I simply click this no button, and this uh, perform the clear operation cancelled. Now let's explain the code of promote before clearing method. Here you can see the code. If it saved is false, here you can see this. If it saved is false, warning message is shown. I used here this J option, this J option piano dot show confirm dialog to ask the user, do you want to save your work before clearing? And the use so and then returns true if the user says yes. Here you can see the button for the S and no option. and allow to clear, otherwise it returns false. Here you can see. And here I already show in my uh, canvas display. I'd like to save this image before clearing. So image saved, clear, and this is the dialog box, and here you can see the uh, clear display of this canvas. And this is all about the question number 5th. Here you can see I simply tick the S button. And now the last question is, GUI warning is used or not? This is the question. As shown above, a J option pen dialog box is used. So the option yes and no for the user, and the user can access it also. The user have the option yes and no. Here you can see when I type the clear command, and this is the option for the user yes and no, and user can access it easily. This is the dialog box I have already mentioned in the previous demo also. And this is all about the question number 5, question number 6. And this is the I simply click the S button, and here I done the requirement 4. So this is all about the requirement 4. Now this is the last and final requirement I could not use, and here you mentioned in the first question of the requirement 5 is all about the inheritance. You mentioned that in your script file, and I could not use any override function because the method is likely final or protected in the LBU graphics library. Uh, Here you can see in my project, when I run this code and I simply type the about command, it writes the OP in my canvas screen, and here you can see the OP is displayed and showing the about info message. And but I have built the function called my name. This function draws my name Ghanshyam, and this is the function. Here you can see the my name function, and inside this function I have add this function, built-in function, and this function sets the x and y position of the turtle, and I set the color of the pen also. And this is my letter, um, that is GHANSSYAM, and inside this function of my individual letter, this is the command called inside this function. Here you can see this is the command, and inside this my letter function I simply call the individual function of my letter and the move to next letter function. And this is the move to next letter function. Um, it simply fix the gap between your two letters like G and S, and S and A and so on. Here you can see my name in this display. Here you can see my name is drawn by the turtle. So here is the done, and the message this the total display the message is animated signature by Ghanshyam. And this is all about the form question number 1, and I simply tick here in S button. And the second one is about the square command. Here I simply show you the code for my square command. So this is the code. It In my first code, I have used if statement to verify that my commands must carry the parameter, and after that, I also uh, my parameter value. I also mentioned that my parameter values are must be between the 1 and 1000. And here you can see the for loop to repeat 4 values to draw 4 sides, and then I use, so this is the for loop, and I use the forward length command. uh, it helps to move forward by given length, and then I use right 90 with 90 degree with the parameter 90. As I mentioned, it helps you to turn 90 degrees right to the form of corner. Let me show in my code. Let me show the square with parameter 90. Here you can see the square. So this is the question number 2 solution, and I simply here tick the S button. And now the question number 3 is are about the color command, as you mentioned in your script. First of all, I rerun this code again, and first command is pen down here, and second, and to set the pen color I have used the pixel of the pen dot 0.128. here you can see, and here you can see your pen is down and move 90. So this sets the color into this like purple color. And if but if you enter the something this pen 300 comma 300 0 you see the RGB values. Use integers between 0 to 255. This is the invalid command. And also uh, if you write this type of command in your text field like 255.0, and you can see this type of message here you see. Now let's go into this code. Here you can see the code about this here, and this is all about the question number 3, and I simply tick this S button. Now let's move on to the question number 4, and this is about the pen width, pen thickness. And now clear the canvas, and let's move on to this question. The question is set to the pen width. Here you can see the pen width, let's see 5, and let's command the move 100, and you can see the thickness of pen is different than before. And also let's command write 90, sorry, I write 90. Also if you write the thickness of pen width out of bounds like 900, this is the invalid commands for this project. Your pen weight must be between 1 and 50. So this is the output of this pen width method, and the code is here. I display, you can see here, this is the code. And the last before this last one, I would like to take this S button, and now let's go to the question of the second last, which tells us to form the equilateral triangle. So let me see. So I run this code and pendown command here, and simply triangle 100, and this forms the triangle here, you can see. And I clear this canvas, and I like to form the triangle with the 3 parameter triangle 100 comma 100 comma 100, here you can see, and the triangle is formed. So for this formation, here you can see the code for this. So this is the code, and this is the loop for the formation of triangle. This loop helps to draw the triangle with 120 degree, and if we pass the parameter above the 1000 and below the 0, it must be display this message invalid size and must be between 1 and 100. And if we do not pass any parameter, it simply shows this message invalid command parameter. And we must have to meet this condition if we have to form we have to form this triangle command. So this is all about the requirement 4, requirement 5, and here I show this question and also this question, and I simply tick the S button of both, Now this is the final one. So I answer this question. No. No, I cannot. I do not add any extra features on my project here. Yes, I have shown this form in the demo video, and yes, I have put my name and group in the readme.md file in the root directory of my GitHub portfolio. And let's move on to the next question is here. Yes, I have explained my code in this demo video. And now, no, I can't submit this form right now. After I upload my demonstration video, then I will submit this form. And next, this is for this YouTube demo link. My video is on progress to editing. Once I done that, then I will paste my demonstration video link right here. So thank you for watching. This was my complete demo for the OOP Turtle Graphics assignment. I have explained all my code, shown how each requirement was implemented and demonstrate all the commands live here in this demo video. And the YouTube video link is included in my GitHub readme file as instructor. You can say in your you as instructor you say your demo file. And if you have any questions or need clarification, I am happy to attend a live demo. Thanks again.